We came so far from dreams. The path was hard for me. They thought we fall, you see. Well, look at us now, look at us now. We make it hot when we on the scene. Yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team. Yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around. You know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we. Tell me who better than we. We soaring to places you never could reach. When we walk in that spot, don't hear none of you speak. Shh, do you want peace or the peace? A king about to put you to sleep. Listen, my team is elite. You not even qualified to compete. He starving, he barely can eat. I guess that's why he always itching for beef. So I put him on ice and I told him to chill. Close your mouth if you can't pay for the meal. Making statements that you know you don't mean. Nice guy trying to act like he mean. Keep it a buck, keep it a bean. Attitudes will put you dudes in the beam. Izuku, he don't live in reality. Shake back, all become a fatality. Yeah, how you gon' hate when you mirror us? He think he a star, he ain't serious. X him out, we not on the same frequency. If you broke, you ain't hearing us. Work the screw, anime, that's how I feel, period. We winning, that's making them furious. We make it high when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we.
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leo Mookie here, back to you with another new part of What If Izuku Was Isekai 2 Fairy Tail. This is part 2, and the last part was the first official part of What If Izuku Was Isekai to Fairy Tail, as he's folding into the guild pretty damn well, to be honest, with even Happy being born and being also a member of Fairy Tail, Izuku learning that of Equip Magic from Erza, and also learned that of and was also given that of lightning magic, or maybe it's more than lightning magic, who could say? As Izuku, instead of working with that of just Natsu, Gray, or any other members of the guild, he's a part of the team, the Fairy Tail team known as the Thunder Legion, led by Laxus. The reason being is because he wanted Laxus to teach him how to use that of lightning magic properly, with Laxus not really caring or not even wanting to do it, until he basically gave in and helped Izuku learn a bit of his magic by having him join their team, hoping he wouldn't slow them down alongside his other teammates, Freed, Big Slow, and Evergreen. Where the three members have taken a liking to Izuku, Laxus is warming up slowly, not surely, but slowly, and even told him the truth about his lightning magic, as it's actually Dragon Slayer magic, a lightning Dragon Slayer magic made from a lacrima implanted him by his father, which may be one of the reasons why he despised his grandfather. As Izuku's time in the Thunder Legion and Fairy Tail has begun being the greatest moments of his life, except one little thing though. With Gildart's help trying to help out Izuku alongside that of Makarov, they still haven't found a single spell that can help him revert back to his world, which makes him even more down, as he's been in the world of Fairy Tail for at least that of a good 5 years, which causing him to be a little more worried for his mother. But even so, with the help of Kana encouraging him, he tells the truth about him being from another world. And instead of everybody being mad at Izuku lying about his identity and who he was from the beginning, they all still willing and accept him for him being him, making Izuku finally fully realize that Fairy Tail truly is his family. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Another year has now gone by, with Izuku now being 16 years old. Izuku is still a member of the Thunder Legion. However, there are times when he, doesn't do a job with the Thunder Legion, as he does jobs by himself or with other members, like such with Natsu and Happy, Gray as well, even with Erza too, even Mirajane, Elfman, and Lizana as well, even with that of the Shadow Geared gang too, even Makao and Wakaba, even though the oldest one of the few older members of the guild who haven't really ranked up as much, also help out Izuku as well with jobs too. wanting to get closer with each and every one of the members of Fairy Tail. Heck, even the newest members of the guild too, such as, well, a guy by the name of Loki, who joined the guild at least a little while back as well. Guy seems like a bit of a womanizer, but he's a pretty okay and chill dude. Currently right now, Izuku is on that of a job by himself. Originally, Izuku is currently working his way to try and become that of an S-class mage, at least wanting to reach that level before he finds a way back home. Besides Master Makarov, Fairy Tail only has that of a select few of S-class mages part of the guild. Erza's a member, alongside that of Mira Jane, and even that of Guildarts. However, the recent members that joined the guild and became S-class and were promoted to S-classes were also that of Laxus and Mystigan. Basically, Fairy Tail is filled with that of 5 S-class mages. Even though Fairy Tail is considered to be a small guild, it's well received and well known all across Fiore, and possibly even all across that of Earthland as well. Besides that of Guildarts always taking on S-class jobs all across that of Earthland, there's also the Master, who's also one of the 10 Wizard Saints. Now that's something else. Back in his world, at least just being considered one of the top 10 heroes of one's nation was just the biggest, honored. But now, finding out that there's a level even beyond that of just S-class wizards, but even being that of the 10 Wizard Saints, Izuku is just curious about everything about the world of Earthland and the Kingdom Fiore even more. However, let's just say ever since finding out that Izuku's from another world, let's just say a few of the answers that everybody had about him, especially of him being illiterate after all, when he couldn't read that of, the words and characters of, jobs back in the earlier days when he joined the guild. It also made sense on why Izuku always written in Japanese and others couldn't read him writing in Japanese, and everyone thought it was just scribbles. Natsu and Happy would not let that go, and I'm glad that they let it go now. Speaking of Izuku now, he's currently on a train, which is heading to that of specific location for a job. He's currently taking on that of an A-class job. This job has been causing quite a bit of a stir. Hell, it's actually an open house job. Turns out any mage from any guild can actually take on this job. So it isn't just a Fairy Tail. Any Fairy Tail members can't just take on it, but other members from other guilds. Curious about the other guilds, as he's met at least a few members from that of other guilds, like members from that of Blue Pegasus and that of Quattro Cerberus. Even some guilds that aren't really too fond of Fairy Tail, such as members from that of, Lamia Scale and the other guild, and one guild that's considered to be the rivals of Fairy Tail, even to this day, so their name being Phantom Lord. When Izuku first met them, it was during a job with that of Erza. Originally, Izuku didn't think much about them. Maybe that they were just Fairy Tail, and Phantom Lord had that of a normal and friendly rivalry, just like how the pro heroes during that of the top 10s have that of slight rivalries as well. Unfortunately, it was not like that. During that mission, a few Phantom Lord members who were originally supposed to help us out as backup tried to take out that of Erza and Izuku out a few times. It was only when they finally realized what they were trying to do that they were able to stop them, but not without hurting them a few times. And let's just say it did cause quite a bit of commotion within the wizard community. Hell, even the Magic Council had to step in a few times. Since then, Izuku has been wary of any Phantom Lord member that he comes in contact with when it comes to this job. But if necessary, he won't be afraid to work with them if need be. After all, they're fellow wizards in the same kingdom. No need to basically be hostile to each other just for a simple rivalry or grudge between guilds. Even after being part of Fairy Tail, Izuku's ideas of what it means to be a hero and helping those in need, and putting aside one's aggression and grudge for the greater good is always what matters the most to him. Within soon, hearing that of a microphone going off in that of the train saying, "We're reaching our destination in the next 5 minutes. Please make sure to grab all your belongings before getting off." with then saying, looks like I'm arriving. As then Izuku grabbing that of his coat. But then, as he's grabbing his coat, he soon notices some markings on his arms. As he's saying, even after that of a few years or so, I still haven't learned a damn thing about these markings. They only started to appear and started growing more and more as I use my lightning magic. More and more, these markings grow bigger and more wider and start making a pattern that I just don't get. Not even the master or even Guildarts. If not even Levi, Loki, or anyone else knows about these markings when it came to my lightning magic. Master Makarov did say to meet with that of Miss Porlusica if it starts affecting my body or anything negative at that. But even so, nothing bad has happened yet, so maybe I should just take it with a grain of salt. With getting out of his thoughts, Izuku soon finally realized that the train is about to come to a stop, as putting on that of his coat, covering that of his markings as well, alongside that of his fairy tale emblem on that of his right forearm. And she's glad that the markings don't cover that of his fairy tale marking, as he can never forgive himself if that happens. With that, he soon gets off the train, and as soon as he does, he notices that it becomes that of a downpour, as rain continues to go everywhere, saying, "What the? But this was just it. It was clear. It's supposed to be clear skies today for the job." Man, I'm gonna feel bad for those people at that relic site. With then soon getting off the train and and trying to get closer and closer into the town, a archaeological town by the name of Volier. This town is basically filled with that of archaeologists studying that of ancient ruins that basically cover the entirety of the town itself. Ancient treasures, from magic to that of items and even that of scriptures, still remain in this town. Even after that of 50 years when the town was founded, there's still many legends there that still haven't been found yet. And this isn't the first time that Izuku has come to this town, actually. He's come to this town a few times on jobs, normally to scavenge or help out with the archaeological dig sites. Using that of his equipped magic, he's able to, besides having that of his massive bastard sword to fight in combat, he does have that of other equipment to help him with that of, traversing and traveling and puzzle solving and all that. In a way, think of him as that of a green-haired Link, just without the Triforce. Heading closer and closer into the town, he soon heads that of the town hall, opening up the doors and basically cleaning off his coat, saying, "Oh man, this rain is so weird. It was supposed to be clear skies all day." With then soon, he's saying, "So, you're not the only one affected by it too." With then soon, Izuku saying, "Oh, Mr. Mayor, it's so good to see you again." Seeing that of a pudgy man, but wearing that of archaeologist clothing, as this is the town's mayor, as he's just as much of an archaeologist as anyone else. The man looking at least in that of his 40s, saying, "Welcome, young Izuku. I'm glad that you came for the job," saying, "Glad I could help. I know the job was to help out with that of the digs, with finding a new dig site and wanting to excavate any other ancient artifacts after all. So, and I'm guessing because of the downpour, we're unable to do the job." As then soon, the mayor saying, "Unfortunately, yes. We're going to have to wait until tomorrow. And a few of these wizards actually came all this way to help out. Truly a shame." With then seeing all of the other mages from that of other guilds, some from that of Blue Pegasus, some from that of Mermaid Heel, some from Lame Scale, and soon noticing that of a girl in that of a blue dress. With that, as she's also having that of a blue fur coat over her too, with that of a blue Russian hat, and her hair curled up in curls, as looking like she has that of a dead look to her, not even caring about anybody else around her. With then saying, I feel like I've seen her before, but I can't put my finger on it. With then Izuku completely curious, saying, "Even so, man, it's not important. Serious, but we'll really have to wait until tomorrow? Does it not know? Does anybody here with that of, well, weather magic know when it's going to end?" Saying, we even asked any of these wizards if they have that of magic that can tell the weather. There are some here that do, and they said that they have no idea when it's going to end, so we expect it to end by tomorrow. Saying, that's curious. Normally rain like this would stop for a little bit before resuming later on in the evening. Because again, it was bright skies when I came here on train. It makes no sense. Unless, within realizing this could be the effect of a wizard with that of weather magic. Saying, you think so? It's positive. It's the chances of this happening so randomly only comes to that of a person just using their magic all willy-nilly or trying to test it out. If that's the case, possibly there is a way to find the culprit out. Could be doing this to basically go through that of the, excavation site and trying to find something else for themselves. If that's the case. But there's still too much little that we know about the situation. As then Izuku began to go through that of a mutter storm that gave out every single possibility and every single scenario that this so-called culprit is doing. As then the mayor couldn't help but think, saying, "You're quite always on cue, young Midoriya." But then saying, sorry, just gone through that of multiple theories, that's all. Saying, "No need, lad, no need. I trust you in that of your theories, after all. They've never been wrong before, and they've always been helpful and insightful as well. If you believe somebody's the cause of this rain, and may have some malicious intent behind it, then I believe that you can handle this. I believe in you." Saying, "Thank you, sir." As Izuku bows his head, saying, "I'll try and figure it out while I can. Hopefully I don't catch a cold while I'm out there." As Izuku tries to give off that of a comforting and kind-hearted smile to that of the mayor, with then walking out. With soon the mayor saying, "What a good lad." However, little did anybody know that the girl in all blue saw Izuku and the mayor talking, and also heard what they said about the rain. However, the real thing that you need to take away from looking at this woman is that she had that of light pink hue on her cheeks, after all, showing that she was blushing somehow. As the rain continues pouring, Izuku is basically running through the town, heading to that of the ruin site, wondering, hopefully, if I'm not, I really hope that I'm wrong. I really don't want nobody to basically be trying to steal the artifacts here. The mayor did say that they found a new excavation site, one that hasn't been unearthed ever since this place been founded. Even before the town's founding, there are still many artifacts and many mysteries that still haven't been found yet. So if somebody has some malicious intent for these artifacts, then I want to make sure that nothing bad happens." With then soon, as Izuku heads deeper and deeper into that of the ruins. With then soon, however, little did he know, the markings on his arm begin to glow. However, they are a light glow that barely anybody could see. Soon, seeing where the site that he was originally alongside the mages and that of the townspeople were going to dig, with then soon seeing, doesn't look like anybody's here. Not only that, within figuring, as he was able to learn that of a new ability through his time with that of called that of sensitivity magic, basically being able to sense magic pressures and signatures. After all, it's kind of a rare skill that barely nobody uses or even bothers even learning themselves. Given that it can sometimes be off, especially that some people can suppress their magic causing causing people to underestimate their opponents. Izuku's aware of this, but he still uses it as a way to, scan for hidden enemies. As people, even with trying to suppress their ether nano, can still be sensed, even if they're trying to make it so weak to the point that it can't be sensed. As he scans the entire area while still being drenched with rain, there's still nobody saying, so nobody really is here. I'm guessing that theory of mine that's saying that somebody was here to basically go through that of the archaeological site and steal relics was off. At least it can't be helped that I'm actually kind of glad that I was wrong about this theory. Within soon, somebody spoke up saying, "You are wrong. However, this rain of yours, it can't be stopped. Not so easily." Within, Izuku freaking out a little bit, as then turning around as lightning begins to channel through that of his body, with then soon noticing that of the same blue dressed attired girl with the same dead look in her eyes, within saying, "Oh, you're that girl from the town hall, right? A mage, if you're one of the mages. Sorry, guess you came out here to be curious too. Sorry if I basically was rambling on or basically made, lackluster theories. I didn't want to. I just..." Cutting off Izuku, she's saying, the rain, it is due to magic. Magic that can't be controlled so easily and can't be removed so easily as well. But then Izuku saying, "What? This rain is my doing." Within soon, Izuku hearing this, saying, "You're the reason why?" As soon, finally noticing that she has that of a parasol under her, as covering her, not getting drenched one bit. As she's saying, "My name is Juvia Loxard. I'm an S-class mage of the Wizard Guild of Phantom Lord. I am also considered one of the 4 elements." Saying, "What the? You're a Phantom Lord mage? And you're S-class?" Within, she's saying, "Yes, and you're from Fairy Tail, a boy that has gotten quite a name for himself as well. Fairy Tail having that of quite a bit of renowned members. Titania, the Fairy Queen, such as Urza Scarlet, Gildard Clive, otherwise known as the Ace of Fairy Tail, you're considered your strongest member of all time. Mira Jane Strauss, the Demon of Fairy Tail, even that of other members that aren't S-class, such as that Salamander. And you, the Green Lightning of Fairy Tail, Izuku Midoriya." With then soon, Izuku couldn't help but be a little bit worried, especially given his past experiences with Phantom Lord. He couldn't help but at least be a little bit on guard, not wanting to cause any trouble, because again, he doesn't want to resort to violence automatically. With then soon, Juvia still looking at Izuku, even with that of a serious face, she still couldn't help but blush. With then soon, Izuku saying, "Can I ask why? Why can't you stop the rain? You do know that your rain is causing problems here. This job is quite important to the townspeople. They make their living off of selling the relics here to that of museums all across Fiore and even to other countries across Earthland. If this downpour continues, who knows how much this is going to set them back." Within, she's saying, "You say that like I have a choice." Within, Izuku saying, "You don't? Are you being ordered to do this downpour?" Saying, "No." "Are you being forced?" "No." "Then tell me why. I at least want to know why." With then, she's saying, "I can't." With soon, Izuku saying, "What?" "I can't stop the rain, no matter how much I try. Nothing stops it. Nothing can put an end to it. It will always rain, for on and on and on." With then saying, "Wait, are you saying you can't control your magic?" "Don't get it wrong, I can control my magic properly, since my magic is water manipulation magic, or water make magic." Saying, maker magic. Wait, it's similar to that of Gray's. So you have similar magic to Gray, but yet you also are able to control that of control the weather to create that of a constant downpour. That is within soon. About to hear that of a huge criticism for that of her magic, given everything that she's heard from not Izuku now. Within, he's saying that's incredible. Within, she's saying I'm sorry. With Izuku, couldn't help but have that of a little bit of curiosity glinting in his eyes, even while being still drenched, saying, I mean, it's just never been thought of before. I knew that there were magic that basically manipulated the weather or able to read the weather, but to this degree, to be able to control the weather so much that it creates an endless downpour, this is actually quite amazing. Oh man, I wish I could write it down on my notebook. It would be so... Just being able to analyze it enough is just good enough for me. Within, she's still completely, utterly slumped, to the point that even seeing Izuku's, well, somewhat happy, excitable, and basically curious face, which basically is causing her entire face to go red just by looking at Izuku. Within, soon Izuku noticing this, saying, miss, are you okay? Saying, I'm fine, nothing you need to worry about. Then she's saying, look, now that you know the truth, you're going to be drenched out here. If anything, I'll just leave the town and everything will be better. Saying, but what about your guild? You're one of their S-class mages. If I recall, you're part of the Elemental Four, right? Fairy Tail and, well, Phantom Lord may not be on the best of terms even now, but still a mage. You still have to be there for that of your guild and complete a job, right? With then soon, Juvia saying, doesn't matter. I'll just do another job. With then saying, I don't think so. Saying, but then she curious saying, oh, is that so? Saying, yeah. With soon, she's saying, will you try and stop me? Force me to try and quit the rain even though I can't? Saying, no, I won't. But then she's saying, what? I'm going to help you figure it out. Saying, wait, you're serious? Saying, yes. But then saying, even though you don't know on how to stop it, you say you're going to? When I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Even if it becomes impossible, even if it takes forever, I'm still going to figure out this. I'm going to help you and try and stop this rain. With then saying, why? Even though you do know that our guilds have always are considered enemies now, even though my guild has quite a bit of animosity towards you, the two of us should be seen as that of enemies to one another. Even that of seeing this job as nothing but competition for both of us. You still want to help me? What do you get out of this? With then saying, nothing. I just want to help somebody that seems like they've been struggling. To have such amazing magic and yet unable to control it or even manipulate it to however you see fit. It's kind of sad, really. But even so, I still want to help. I still want to do my part. Because with then, soon, remembering his idol, the man that inspired him to wanting to be a hero, the one that basically always gave off a smile, but then Izuku gives off that of a smile towards that of Juvia, saying, I just want to help those in need, just like my idol, a man who saved people with a smile on his face. I think you're a person that needs help, even if we are from different guilds. As Izuku continues saying this, even giving off that of his own toothy smile, trying to be similar to that of All Might. However, it isn't like that of a nervous or basically creepy smile, but it's a genuine happy smile, trying to comfort that of Juvia. As Juvia sees this, her heart begins to beat rapidly, fast, but then her internal thoughts going, what is this? Why is my heart beating so fast? as she begins remembering back at the Phantom Lord Guild Hall when Izuku started getting known variety, especially in Fairy Tail, the very first issue when he basically made a cover. At first he was nervous as hell, and I mean really nervous, like basically having that of a nervous and pretty fragile smile on his face. With many people from Phantom Lord didn't really think much about him anyway. Hell, even a certain member with that of long black hair, metal piercings, and basically wearing all black could basically thought of him as nothing but just a shrimp that isn't really much a fairy tale if this is what Fairy Tail's best looks like. As for Juvia, on the other hand, she saw at Izuku, her face couldn't help but not stop blushing every chance that she gets. Even that of every Sorcerer's Weekly magazine, and an issue of Izuku comes up, which is mostly rare, given on how nervous the kid is, she still couldn't help but admire Izuku, and saw him as somebody that's quite adorable. The only reason that she joined Phantom Lord is because they accepted they accepted that of even her weird magic to basically cause a never-ending downpour. They only allowed her because of her power, her unlimited and endless control over her water magic. If it wasn't for that, they would have kicked her out years ago for having magic that can be controlled so easily. Also doesn't help that she's had a horrible experiences when it comes to men. Some getting annoyed because she can't, stop her downpour. Some didn't like her because of her gloomy atmosphere and personality. And some just didn't even want to try and have that of a proper relationship with her. Because of this, she's always been that of a down and gloomy person, no matter what, and didn't even bother trying to fix it. And now, the object of her affection, the object of why is she always having that of, pitter pats in her chest, and always continually having that of rosy cheeks all the time, is basically standing in front of her. And instead of basically seeing her as a creep, a weirdo, or basically a woman that can't control her magic whatsoever, instead, he calling her magic amazing, powerful, interesting, and quite something. And not only that, he even wants to help her, where nobody else even bothered trying to help her clear this up. He's the only one that genuinely wants to help her. With that, Juvia realizing, I think Juvia's truly found love, as she drops the parasol, but then placing her hands on that of her ample chest, as then her eyes begin to turn into hearts, saying, I truly found my darling. Within, Izuku saying, hey, are you okay? With running towards her, hoping that she's okay since she dropped her parasol. Within as soon as seeing Izuku running towards her, she couldn't help but think, he's so courteous about me, so chivalrous, so sweet. Juvia truly is lucky. Within, we're not even noticing this. Turns out, the downpour begins to stop. The gray clouds begin to fade, and sunlight begins to shine once again. Within soon, Izuku noticing this, stopping in his tracks, saying, the rain, it's stopped. Just like that? Wait, Miss Juvia, were you able to stop it? Tell me how. Then soon noticing Juvia's face, seeing it basically all contorted in that of smiling and happiness, but then saying, Miss Juvia? Then getting closer and closer, as he also begins to get, his face also getting red, saying, I'm so close to a girl that I don't even know and that I just met. This is so weird. I really hope I'm not coming off as a creep. I'm just worried that she may be coming down with something. That's it? Nothing else? I'm not like Loki or Gray. I am no pervert. As then, placing a hand on her shoulder, As then seeing Izuku's right hand on that of her left shoulder, with then Izuku having that of a blushing look on his face, with being completely and utterly red as he begins stuttering. Are you okay, Miss Juvia? Do you need any help? With then soon seeing the stuttering look on Izuku's face, her heart basically almost looks like it's about to jump out of her chest as she internally squeals, "So cute!" Before then basically passing out on that of the ground, with then Izuku saying, Miss Juvia, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I didn't want to cause any troubles. With then, unaware of basically Juvia's face, with her eyes still turning to hearts, her tongue basically turning into one giant ass heart, and her basically muttering to herself, "Darling, darling, darling." A few minutes later, soon taken into one of the town's ends, and then heading back into that of the town hall, within explaining the whole situation. Within soon, the mayor saying, "I see. So that woman was was one of the members of the Four Elements." Within one of the guild members from that of Blue Pegasus, a pretty handsome man in a suit, saying, "That's the figures. I've heard rumors that the girl basically had overwhelming water magic. Think it was a good idea you took care of her, Midoriya." Within Izuku saying, "I didn't take care of her at all. I just talked to her. And soon after, the rain just stopped. I'm just glad that it didn't have to come to violence. That's all." Within a member from that of Mermaid Heel, as she couldn't help but say, I'm surprised a man basically doesn't even want to resort to violence instead of solving this, resourcefully. You have my respect, Midoriya." Within, Izuku couldn't help but, laugh, saying, you're welcome?" With soon, Izuku begins to sneeze over and over again, saying, "I think I've been in the rain for too long. I'm so sniffling." With then soon saying, "Thank you. You've done so much for this town and making sure that the downpour was taken care of. You should rest up. As for the job, call this that of a bonus payment for taking care of the issue without anything bad happening. Honestly, I've heard so much that Fairy Tail causes quite a bit of collateral damage, but you of all people, I think you have to be one of the few Fairy Tail members that don't cause collateral damage, Midoriya. They're lucky to have somebody like you, my boy." But then Izuku, still sniffling a bit, saying, "I wouldn't say that. If anything, I'm lucky to have people like them in my life." As Izuku says this with that of a kind-hearted and caring and loving smile on his face, thinking about his second family. With that, Izuku decided to head to the end to at least rest up and at least dry his clothes as well, because again, when you're basically in a downpour for so long, it's going to be a while. With then soon going through that, heading to the end, taking off that of his clothes alongside his coat, with him basically in nothing but that of a white tank top, and that of black, and that of boxers, of course, with having his clothes basically hanging up from that of the window. With then soon, lightning begins to crackle across his hands. As soon, with that just a mere jolt of lightning, he begins to hit it with that of his clothes. With soon basically having the lightning roaming his hands across that of his wet clothes, at least in every single spot of them being wet. As he found out that he can use his lightning magic to at least dry his clothes. It's on the same level as Natsu's fire magic or using that of wind magic, but it's a good substitute. He may still feel at least a little bit uncomfortable with the dampness, but better that than basically walking around and basically soak clothes entirely. With then soon Izuku thinking, Miss Juvia, it seems like she joined Phantom. I can tell she's a good person. Quite friendly as well. I don't see somebody like her joining Phantom Lord. From the Phantom Lord members that me and Erza had to deal with. And yet, she is. I'm guessing I've heard quite a bit of Phantom Lord that they only accept that of powerful mages. With that of powerful magic and abilities. Even subclass abilities tied to their magic as well. So of course they would accept somebody like her. Somebody with that of her talents and abilities. But even so, she joined Phantom Lord of her own free will and volition. It's her guild. She can choose to leave it anytime she wants if she feels like it. But if she does, really do hope she joins Fairy Tail, or maybe any other guild as well that's allied with Fairy Tail. Somebody like her deserves to be around friends, and I wouldn't mind being her friend. She seemed kinda lonely, just like how I used to be before I joined Fairy Tail. After all, everybody deserves a friend. As Izuku says all this, he's unaware of a certain somebody basically listening into everything he said to himself. As it being Juvia, curious about that of Izuku, as she was wanting to know where Izuku's room was, so she asked that of the hotel manager, with them willing to basically bring it up because doesn't see anything wrong with a Phantom Lord mage basically wondering what a Fairy Tail mage is. As she was listening in, she could open say, "He wants me to join Fairy Tail? He wants to see me again? He wants to be Juvia's friend?" Then she thinking, we started out as friends, then we can start out as that of lovers. Then we start as lovers, we start as dating. Then we started as just dating, then we get married. And then Juvia's wild imagination basically goes everywhere, with hearts basically going all across all floating all around the air. She begins thinking about things that are basically unsafe for work. Soon Juvia saying, then Juvia knows what to do next. As she couldn't help but have that of a look of pure determination on herself, saying, I enjoyed being around Phantom Lord. I really did. They're really a strong guild, and I won't lie, I did enjoy my time there a little bit, but I won't say I was close to anybody there that much. I hope that of Master Josei doesn't take this too offensively, but I think I now know where I belong now. With that, Juvia now has that of a new resolve, and knows what she wants for her life now. As she walks off, not even finishing the job that she started with. As for Izuku, on the other hand, he's now fully dried up his clothes, still at least a little bit damp, but at least good enough now to at least wear without any full-on uncomfortability, or basically getting a cold. With that, he soon puts on that of his pants and his trench coat once again. Within, soon heading to that of the dig site, wanting to get straight into work. However, as soon as he arrived at the dig site, with all the mages alongside the townspeople already getting straight into work. With many people using pickaxes, shovels, and many other archaeologist tools to find any other ancient artifacts. As Izuku heads down into the site, within many other archaeologists and mages couldn't help but wave and thank Izuku for what he's done, for stopping the rain, allowing them to get back to their jobs, and finishing up this one as well. With the mayor seeing Izuku, wanting to thank him again for what he's done, as Izuku basically saying that he was just happy to help out, not wanting to make it a big deal or anything. As he looks around, he notices that Juvia's not around, as he asking the mayor where she went. Within, the mayor explaining what Juvia wanted. A few minutes, at least that of a good hour ago, as in that of the town hall, Juvia begins to bow her head, saying, I would like to apologize for me causing quite a bit of trouble. With then the mayor saying, no, it's no necessary for that. I'm just surprised that a high-ranking mage such as yourself from Phantom Lord couldn't control that of her magic from stopping it from raining. But then, Juvia saying, it's just nobody bothered helping me. Except, within having that of hearts in her eyes, thinking about Izuku, big messy green hair, diamond-shaped freckles, and big green eyes and all. As then she thinking, I think it's time for me to make a change in my life once again, and this time for the better. So for that, Phantom Lord will not be taking part in this job because I am no longer a Phantom Lord member. If my guild members or if my master ask if how this job went, tell them that I've resigned from Phantom Lord. With the mayor hearing this, and even a few of the mages too, within the mayor saying, I see. Well, it is your decision, young lady, but can I ask why if it's not too personal? Within, Juvia, instead of having the same crazed look of love, it's more caring and more devoted alongside innocent as well. As she's saying, let's just say I found somebody that I feel like will want me for me instead of just my magic. With that, she soon walks out of the hall. Within, the mayor couldn't help but still be confused, but thinking that, seeing the look in her eyes, realized thinks that she has that of a better resolve. Unlike the eyes that she did have when she first arrived, out of the flashback, with now Izuku saying, I see, so she plans on finding her own path. I'm happy for her. But I will feel a little bit bad for Phantom Lord. If I recall, she was one of their 5 strongest members as an S-class mage. I hope that they're able to recover from that. With the mayor saying, you're always so kind, Izuku. With then Izuku saying, well, I try my best. Now then, as he walks over to that of a crate filled with that of pickaxes and shovels, saying, let's get to work. With that, everybody is getting more and more excited. At least a good 2 to 3 hours of discovery within Izuku basically helping out as much as he can. He found a bit of hieroglyphics with that of ancient a language unfamiliar to that of Fiore. A few old relics, mainly that looks like that of pottery and possibly even that of, old statues as well, surprisingly still in good tack. But over the time, he begins to feel something weird in this site, like something calling for him, heading to that of a certain site that nobody else has bothered basically going to, with nobody noticing that Izuku is gone. Within, he begins to feel something like around that of the wall. Within, tapping on it, saying, this spot is hollow, and I mean really hollow. With then, began using that of his pickaxe to basically bust through that of the walls as he goes through it for at least a good 5 minutes before soon seeing that of a crack and then began to puncture more and more. As then seeing that of a dark hole in the distance, saying, whoa, maybe I should probably tell that of the mayor and the others about this, but within the calling saying, heed me, one from another world. As Izuku looks around, wondering where that voice is coming from, with then wondering if somebody's calling for him, but then he doesn't hear anybody until it comes straight into his mind, saying, is somebody using mind magic on me? Within, the voice saying, please heed me, one from another world. Within, finally realizing it, saying, he's saying other world multiple times. He knows I'm not from here? Within, seeing that of the darkened entrance, he crawls down and then basically goes through it. As soon, he uses that of his lightning magic to create that of light, to keep him from basically getting lost. As he goes deeper and deeper into that of the tunnel, with then soon noticing that light begins to shine in the distance. However, it's not sunlight. It feels more like artificial light. With then reaching the location, Izuku couldn't help but be shocked and at awe looking at the location that he's at, with tons of glowing crystals on that of the roof, even that of tons of insects all over the place. However, they're more close to that of fireflies. And in the center, it looks like that of a gazebo, actually, a small little shrine. With then Izuku couldn't help but get even closer and closer, as not watching his step, not wanting to get hurt or basically fall flat on his face, with then heading into that of the path. As he enters inside of the gazebo, he sees something he would never thought he would see in a place like this, as it looks like that of a sword, a single-edged sword by the shape of the sheath, as the color of the sheath is all black. However, there doesn't seem like to be a guard on it, though. With then Izuku curious, saying, "Is this? Wow, look at this sword." With then realizing there's not even a single speck of dust on it. It's completely still in mint condition. With then soon seeing that there's no guard, saying, "How do you unsheath this?" With then, without realizing it, Izuku accidentally nicks himself. With then getting cut by that of the sword, he couldn't help but winces in pain. With then putting that of his injured finger in that of his mouth, unaware of the sharp end of the blade that did nick him, begins to absorb his blood. Within soon, it begins to glow, with Izuku noticing this. However, around that of the hilt of the blade, where the grip handle, the wrappings around it begin to change and morph, as the pattern almost looks like close to that of scales. Within soon, Izuku wondering, what kind of sword is this? I've never seen a blade like this before. Within, the voice saying, from one from another world, you are the only one worthy of this blade, worthy of the blade meant to keep balance of this world. I ask of you, my new wielder, to keep the balance of this world, protect the innocent, protect the world from the black dragon of the apocalypse. With Izuku completely caught off guard, saying, "Black dragon of the apocalypse? So wait, there are still dragons? So that means maybe Natsu can still find his dad." With then realizing, I still can't believe Natsu was raised by a dragon. I can never get over that. With then taking a sigh, but then thinking, Black dragon of the apocalypse. I haven't heard anything about dragons still roaming this world, but maybe, I'm probably just overthinking things. Probably hallucinations, and maybe I'm still a little bit sick if I'm starting to hear things from the rain. Well, even so, maybe I should probably take this sword back. Hopefully, it will probably fetch me a good price of jewels. With then soon thinking, on second thought, as for some reason, Izuku didn't feel like parting away with it. At first, he was thinking about doing it, which didn't seem like a bad idea, but now he thinks that doing so is just ridiculous. With then soon using that of his equip magic to store it inside of his own storage dimension. With then thinking, maybe I can just tell them about what I found in this location. The structure is still intact, so there shouldn't be anything wrong with it. With then, as Izuku says this, he didn't see anything wrong with what he was thinking about whatsoever. Heading back out into the exit where he originally entered from, with then crouching down once again and finally seeing that of the sunlight. As his eyes adjusting from that of the crystal light back to natural sunlight. Within, a few archaeologists alongside the mayor saying, "Izuku, where did you go, my boy?" Within saying, you see, I found something pretty amazing. I found like this wall right here was quite hollow. So I decided to pick at it. And I found this amazing location that's still in good condition, with a lot of crystals as well. If you guys want to check out, then without warning, the location in the dig site begins to shake and rumble, almost to the point that people having to basically go to their knees to keep their balance. Before then, the small tunnel that Izuku came from begins to cave in, without warning, with even Izuku realizing, but it was properly there. With then soon the mayor saying, "Oh boy, I'm glad that you came out of there in one piece, Izuku. Who knows, I'm guessing that spot was a little bit unstable." Saying, but there was a natural location there. It was still intact. Even there was like tons of crystals, and even surprisingly, insect wildlife still thrives there. That would have been a great discovery. It would have given us more and more about the civilization that died here. Ah, man, I knew that I was messing with something. Within soon, the mayor placing a hand on Izuku's shoulder saying, "No need to feel so down, my boy. Accidents happen, and curiosity always gets the better of us. But it's a shame, seeing a place that was basically completely intact, and yet nothing else remained there. It's a shame, truly is. Well then, we better get back to work. Everybody," as walking away, within soon, Izuku still feeling that of the sword in his hands, still feeling the sword with his equip magic and everything, thinking, did I do the right thing keeping a secret about the sword? Am I doing the right thing keeping a secret about it? Maybe not. But even so, I feel like just parting with it isn't the right thing to do. At least, not yet. After coming to this realization, he decides to continue working on the job before getting that of his jewels and heading back to Magnolia. However, for Izuku though, he'll be having that of one strange and crazy coincidence once he arrived back at the guild. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So yeah, about that. This was basically the thing I was trying to do. Basically, Izuku's main love interest in this story, and the ship that I have him with, is with Juvia. Yeah. So there's no Gravia after all. And don't get me wrong, Gravia is actually one of my favorite ships, possibly my fourth favorite ship, because my number one ship will always be between that of Gajio and Levi, of course. Second favorite will always be that of Natsu and Lucy. Third, well, Erza and Jalal. And as for my fifth one, surprisingly, it's Sting and Yukino. And the reason on why I want Izuku and Juvia to be a couple, well, it's pretty simple. Izuku still doesn't know how to act around women. I mean, he can work well with that of the female members of the guild, like that of, well, Erza, Mira Jane, Lisana, Evergreen. Well, at first he couldn't, and Levi. But when it comes to new girls, well, he always gets nervous around them and can't really talk to them properly. I mean, you guys see how he acts with that of any female character that with an MHA. After the end of season 3, he starts to be a lot more comfortable around female characters after all. However, what would happen if that female character ended up being so, well, devoted to him to the point that it makes Izuku so uncomfortable that he passes out every chance he gets from being too embarrassed? That's where Juvia comes in. So yeah. Anyway, I also did say maybe I might add another girl, but I'm still debating. Might make a community poll saying if you guys want the other girl to join. Anyways, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to date my videos on uploading the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, side channel, other channel, Patreon, and Cash App. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon signing out. Later, guys, and hope you all take care. All yours, Shiro.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!